This is robbery. Or, no, it's Grand Theft Auto, right? Hey, this is assault. I'm a teenage girl and you don't know my mother. Oh, you just blow on it really hard and the fucking car will fall apart, right? Blocking this scene must have been very difficult. This psycho is like, he tried to lift up the car. Blocking certain scenes are very, very difficult because you got to make it look realistic. This is not looking very realistic to me. You're like, okay, she's got to come from the house, and the man is already outside between her and the car. The woman is right behind her, and she somehow has to navigate through two adults to get inside the car before they can. Because all you have to do, if you win, you get in the driver's seat, you win. Okay, so they had to block this in such a way that it would make sense. It didn't fully make sense. He was over on Lindsay's side of the car for some reason, even though he could see her coming from peripheral vision. He would have totally went around and stopped her, right? Because clearly the goal was to get to the driver's seat. So where he was standing made no sense. What I would have done is you have to put him on his ass right before Kim comes out. So have him like get the door partially open. She rips it back out of his grasp. He loses his balance. He falls backwards on his ass as she comes out. Okay, so now she's between the mother and the car, so she can race in there, get in there. Now you have to she's right behind. The mother's right behind, so the mother's gonna be grabbing the door. Okay, at least he's on his ass. So he can't get up in time for her to start the car. I maybe would have already had the car started too, like Lindsay had started the car. Throw it in the gear, back up, rip the door out of the mom's hands. He's just now getting to his feet. But you have to sit there and you'll spend hours talking about this, what makes sense geographically with the characters. And then you got to shoot it in a certain way that we can tell what's going on. A lot of fight scenes, we have no idea what the hell's going on. How close are they to the door? Where did they get the rock? Where did the gun fall in relationship to all the people? It's so hard to do all this, right? I don't think they did a good job blocking this. They probably had 20 minutes to block it, right? This is their first day at the location. You've got a tree there. You see that. You maybe can use a tree to your advantage. But you don't really know what the location exactly look like. You don't know the exact distance the car is going to be from the door. Then you got to sit there and figure all this stuff out, right? Unfortunately, when you're shooting outside, you don't have as much time for blocking as when you're shooting inside. Why is that? Because you don't have to light the way you do. Now, there is still some lighting involved. Sometimes with lights, sometimes with reflections with the sun. There's some of that, but not nearly as much. Probably you're only spending 10% of the time on lighting outdoors as you do indoors, assuming it's daylight. So they didn't have much time to block this, and it shows. So I'm getting in my filmmaking nerd bag, I know. But, I just find that interesting because I don't think they did a good job blocking this, and I think they could have. I just came up with that idea of him falling on his ass in 5 seconds, right? Somebody should have thought of that. Some way you got to take him out of the picture long enough to get the achieved result, right? You start with the result. Here's what is going to result from all this action. And then you work your way backwards. Okay, what makes sense each step of the way till you get to the beginning of the scene. That's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah. I love what he's doing with the car, though. This guy's a psycho.